Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. Welcome, Minister Leal and Hunter. Appreciate you coming down today. When the opportunity presented itself to host this event, it was really a no-brainer. I want to tell a quick story, and my wife Kim will probably chuckle a bit. It was almost 20 years ago that we were looking to buy the store, and buying the store was really my dream. I spoke about the store. I hope Loblaw sells us this store for probably 2 years. All I talked about was the store. The excitement of moving from Burlington with our family, opening up this business here, was really all I talked about. Until the day came when Loblaw's offered us the store. My excitement it disappeared. I became afraid. I'm moving from Burlington, making a big investment, and I started to question my abilities and my skills as being a manager of a store and of a business. What brought me comfort was remembering and recognizing what made me successful in the past as a store manager. And it was about the people that I've always surrounded myself with. And I really started to think about the staff, the things that I've always done and done well, and I became very comfortable. Recognizing the need to hire great people, invest in training, really take care of your workforce, keeping people as a top priority. A number of years after we bought the business, we partnered with EDC, employment counselors, and we've worked together for a number of years. They help those who struggle sometimes finding jobs, but ultimately they help us as well find great people. We've worked with Catherine for many, many years, and we've had a great relationship there. So really for me, accepting this opportunity to host today was really an honor, because for me and my wife, the people we work with really are our priority. I'm anxious to hear what Minister Leal has to say, so we'll pass it over to yourself.
Well, thanks very much, Dave, and great to be with you today. And I just when we were looking at this venue, Dave and Kim, of course, this is the spot that Karen and I we do our grocery shopping every week. Sometimes more than just once a week, dropping by and picking up a few things. And my good friend here, Paul Rellinger, Paul, a fruit and produce guy, so we chat about him. I chat with Paul all the time about, thank you so much, getting that locally grown Ontario foodland product. Of course, as we all know, that good things do grow in Ontario. We're certainly very proud of our 50,000 family farms in the province of Ontario that provide the great produce. And Dave, I just want to thank you and Kim, certainly over the last 20 years, and your great involvement in the community, not only for the food shopping experience that you provide 365 days a year, almost 24/7, but more importantly, the great work that you do beyond that in the community, various organizations that you contribute to and support. And I could also tell you, virtually every other day, I see Dave jogging down East Avenue, which is where we live, just a stone's throw from here. It just goes to show you how local everything is in the great riding of Peterborough. It's always a pleasure to be here with one of the great local businesses we have right here in Peterborough. And of course, with my friend and colleague, Mitzie, the Minister of Advanced Education Skills Development. I also want to thank Karen Wilson, who I had the opportunity to work with over many years, and the great work that she and her team does with employment planning and counseling, Peterborough, for joining us here today. Again, thank you, Dave, for all your hard work and dedication. And businesses like Morello's are what makes Peterborough such a great place to live, work, and play, and the place that Karen and I and Brain Chene call home. Small businesses like these providing good jobs for people, especially young people, which is why our government is committed for their success and growth. That's why last fall, we announced investing over $124 million over 3 years in employing young talent incentive to help young people between the ages of 15 and 29 find jobs and businesses like here at Morello's. especially those that have difficulty and barriers in finding that important first job, giving them the opportunity to find meaningful employment and acquire skills they need to get ahead in life. Through incentives to help young people who face barriers to employment, like homelessness and disability, find work. We also know that when young people get their start working for small businesses, it is great for their local communities. That is why we're offering these incentives to any small business that hires and retains a young person through Employment Ontario. This is an incentive offer officially launched in January. Nearly 70 young people right here in Peterborough have been placed in jobs. Young people like Amanda Gurney, who's a Morello's employee, helping them transition in the workforce, while incentivizing business like Morello's to create good jobs and opportunities for people in our community. People like the ones that shop here and their families every day here at Morello's, and Dave, an employee, and his families, they're all an important part of our community, which is why I'm committed to make sure they have every opportunity to get ahead. As part of our budget that we delivered last Wednesday, here in Peterborough, through better childcare and opportunity, including free preschool childcare, saving on Peterborough families approximately $17,000 per child. It's something that is very important to us all. Investing an additional $2.1 billion for mental health, bringing our investments to over $17 billion over the next 4 years. Expanding OHIP Plus so that people both young and old no longer have to pay for prescription drugs. And of course, $4.6 million recently invested in Peterborough Regional Healthcare Centre, and of course, $25 million just recently announced to invest in transit right here in Peterborough. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my colleague, Mitzie Hunter, a person that I've got to get to know over a number of years. In fact, I first joined Mitzie. She was involved in a by-election several years ago in Scarborough-Guildwood, and I had the opportunity to do some door-to-door campaigning with Mitzie. Mitzie Hunter is an exceptional individual. Spent many years working with John Tory before he became mayor in Toronto, and working on a lot of organizations to really strengthen Toronto from each end of that great city. So without any further ado, it's a pleasure for me to introduce my colleague, the Honourable Mitzie Hunter. Mitzie, please.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Dave. Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. Bonjour, bonjour. It's always great to be here in Peterborough. I have to say, it's great to do any announcement with Minister Leal, because I know that there's going to be some great Ontario food involved. So it's always a wonderful pleasure. And Jeff is, you know this, right? You know that Jeff is a champion of the Peterborough community at Queen's Park, and he uses every opportunity to talk about his community, but he's also a champion of rural Ontario in general. And I've had the opportunity and the pleasure of working with him on many, many different initiatives. And you know, I know that you also know that he's an avid supporter of the small business community, and many of the areas that we've responded to as a government has been because of his leadership and his championing. So I just want to say, fabulous to be here with you today, Jeff, and to be talking about promoting young talent incentive right here in Peterborough. I can't think of a better place to do that than in this location. And Dave, your story about feeling that your leadership is responding to the community of people that you're working with as your staff team was really wonderful, because what makes a store absolutely is the employees that are here in the store. And I would say what makes our province and our community and our country are the people and the skills and the talent of the people here. So very much see how you care about your store and about your community. And for me, I feel the same way. I feel, you know, when I am in my community in Scarborough-Guildwood, in fact, just earlier this year, I held my fifth...
So there's the better half of the little family right there, Karen Leal.
Welcome, Karen. Both better halves, Karen and Kim, are here. And just in time, in fact, to hear my story about the Youth Career Fair that I hold every year, and had an opportunity to hold that for the 5th time this year. And it's something that I do each and every year because it brings together hundreds of young people from my elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools into one place, usually at our local college or our local university. And what amazes me each and every time is how engaged our youth are in this particular event. And many of them walk away with a job for the summer or a part-time job. But all of them walk away with a better sense of their career path and the journey that they need to take to achieve and to accomplish their goals. And what that tells me is that young people want to work. They want to get experience, save up money, and help support themselves and their families. And while our government is doing everything possible to make the costs of going to school affordable for everyone who wants to learn, namely through our free tuition program through the new OSAP, there are still a lot of people in high school, post-secondary, or recent grads who see the ways our economy is growing, and they get very excited about the jobs that are out there. And that is great news because we want our young people to be excited. But as Minister Leal talked about, and even what Dave referenced, getting that first job, that first foot in the door can be tough. Some employers may have hesitations about hiring a younger or less experienced person, but it's also a moment of opportunity, a chance to train an eager, enthusiastic worker to learn new skills and be the kind of employee you need to grow your business. Employees very much like what Dave has here at Morello's. And the Employing Young Talent incentive we've created will help provide much needed incentive for employers. It's funding to encourage businesses to contact their local Employment Ontario office and get connected with the youth in their community who are looking for work. And this is an exciting incentive for a few reasons. Employment Ontario will continue to maintain their relationship with the young worker, and they can continue being mentored and coached, meaning extra support for your business. And finally, every dollar spent in this incentive is an incentive in our future. So no matter how many youth you're looking to hire, there is funding available to you. Whether it's their first job or they are returning to school after an absence, young people are ready to put their skills to the test and to be part of our labor market. And with employers' help, learn new skills along the way. So I hope businesses contact an Employment Ontario office and take advantage of this terrific incentive or one of the many others we've created to support business growth. Because as a government, so much of what we do is about helping people to reach their goals, especially our young people. So thank you. And now, I'd like to invite someone who knows all about the value of skills building through employment to share a few words. Please welcome Karen Wilson of Employment Planning and Counseling right here in Peterborough.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here today with Ministers Leal and Hunter, and thank you very much, Dave Morello, for allowing us to have this announcement here today. And Dave is an example of the types of employers that organizations funded by Employment Ontario work with on a regular basis. We work with hundreds of employers locally in the city and county every year. And if it weren't for employers willing to give our clients a chance, there's a lot of people that would really continue to struggle throughout life. Having a job that has meaning, where you're learning something, means everything to everyone, especially to young people wanting to launch their careers. Youth are the future of our business and our economy. Hands-on, real-world work experience is what today's employers need in their employees to remain competitive. This does present a challenge for youth in finding their first job, launching their careers, and in general, just moving forward with their lives. Programs like Employment Services and Youth Job Connection, which already exist, allow employment service organizations like mine to work closely and partner with local employers, like Dave, to provide youth with meaningful hands-on training and work experiences. The Employing Young Talent incentive enhances these opportunities greatly and will result in more employers providing these types of opportunities for youth. We look forward to implementing this initiative in the City and County of Peterborough. And now I'd like to introduce Amanda Gurney. Amanda started as a client of Employment Planning and Counseling Peterborough in our Youth Job Connection program. And I'm told by the counselors who work directly with her that she was engaged, never missed a day of the program while at EPC, was committed and very focused. So in December of 2017, one of our job developers just called up Dave and asked to give Amanda an opportunity. So we provided incentives, we provided some support. Dave offered some really excellent opportunity and some training. And the placement part of it actually ended in February. And here it is April, and Amanda is still successfully employed. Thank you, Dave, and welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. I'm going to be honest when I say that a year or so ago I didn't know that a program like this existed. I didn't know anyone actually cared enough to help people like me get a job. It was actually my friend in Coburg that helped me. Like, they'd done a program like this, and they struggled with anxiety and depression like I do. So they introduced me to the program, and I did some research for myself, and I found this program, Youth Job Connection, and I got myself signed up. It's probably one of the best things I've done for myself. I learned so much that they don't teach in schools, just, how to grow up, basically. I learned all of that, and I had no idea how to grow up, honestly. I was the worst at that. So that was awesome, and I had the opportunity to get a bunch of certificates and a bunch of, Smart Serve and all that, and without the program, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it because, it can be expensive racking up all those. So that was especially really helpful. So when I got connected with Dave and with Independent, I was a little nervous because I didn't want to be a cashier. I didn't want to be up front necessarily, but then I was told by my counselors and everything that, there was more to a grocery store than just being a cashier. I was interested after that, and I landed the interview and managed to actually land the job, and here I am now, which is fun. I owe a lot to Dave and to EPC for letting me be here. So thank you.
So thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Minister Leal and Hunter. Great announcement. It's great to see our provincial government investing in our community. 35 years ago, when I was given a chance, I never would have imagined one day I'd own a grocery store. I mean, the opportunities, as Amanda said, there's more than just being a cashier. Great opportunity. We have built a great business with obviously a great team of managers, but a great team of youth as well. Fantastic business. It's a great, proud business for Kim and I that we truly look forward to coming into work and working with this group of people every single day. So thank you. I do appreciate your support today, and glad to hear the great news. Thank you.